Kings of Leon, Pyro, on 107.8 Academy FM. Now it gives me great pleasure to welcome Jordan Greer to the radio station from GTPlanet. Welcome along, Jordan. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tom. It's great to be with you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's fantastic to have you on. So you are obviously the founder of GTPlanet. Started way back in 2001. So why don't you tell us a bit about what GTPlanet is for the listeners who aren't actually familiar with what it is and how it got going?
Right. Yeah. Well, basically, it's a website. It's a fan site about the Gran Turismo video game series. Which, if you don't know, it's a driving simulator that's it's been around for many years, all the way since 1998. So it's got a huge following. There's been over 60 million copies of the game sold, and basically, GTPlanet is a website where people can come and get news about the game. We have a large forum, message board, and it's one of the largest forums on the internet. Actually, it's in the top 300 forums last I checked, and so there's just a great community of people that love cars, love racing, love sim racing, love motorsports, and through that common interest, a lot of friendships have been made, and it's something that I'm really proud to lead, and it's a great thing.
Certainly. I mean, I've been a member there for 2 years in January. You've obviously been there the whole 11. So yeah. Well, what made you think sort of? Well, I know you were sort of into this. I was reading on your 10 years on GTP the other day, and I know you were sort of got into this TV series. But what made you think I want to start a website? You know, I want to get people involved with this sort of thing.
Yeah, it's hard to describe. It was back in 2000, and I'd always been interested in computers and interested in technology and that sort of thing. And I was really fascinated by the internet and websites. And I thought, wow, it'd be so great to have a website that people want to come to and want to visit, and that people find useful. And I started various websites throughout 1999 and around the turn of the century, I guess you could say, and they didn't really do much. They were mostly just personal sites, but I just really felt this desire to make something. And so for Christmas in 1999, I actually got Gran Turismo 2 for Christmas, and of course I loved it as much as the first game, and I was totally infatuated with it. And I was sitting there, and I was like, what could I make a website of? And I thought, I'll make one about this new game that I love so much. So I put the site together. It was on a service known as MSN Communities at the time. It's now defunct, but put the site together. It had a simple message board. I had pages of car lists and track lists and all those things that I thought people would find useful, and they did. So people started coming to the site. They started posting messages and started to get a little community going, and I really enjoyed running it. And a year later, I decided to actually, get the domain name and created GTPlanet in January of 2001. And I just really, really love running a website and providing a service that people find to be useful. And it's fulfilled all those desires of mine, and it's about so much more than just Gran Turismo now. It's a real community of people, and it's much bigger than me. It's people like you, people, our premium users, people that love the game, people that love to just hang out with like-minded people. And so it just gives me such a good feeling to know that so many other people find the site rewarding, and it's really a platform for a lot of friendships and camaraderie.
Yeah, I mean, it's got well over 200,000 registered members now, and are you sort of surprised by how big it's become? Did you ever expect it to become like that, or? Oh,
no, I certainly did not. I remember back when it actually got the first 1,000 members and the 1,000th user registered, and I was just blown away that 1,000 people, I just couldn't believe it. It was amazing that 1,000 people had actually found my little website, my little corner of the internet. And now, to look at the numbers, and I can see that there's always over 1,000 people on the site at the same time, simultaneously. And it just, I never could have imagined that. I never could have imagined, first of all, that a site that's actually dedicated to one specific video game series could actually grow that large. But, like I said, it's become so much more than that. And every day I go on there and I look at the traffic numbers and I see how many people are commenting and how many new users we have, and it just blows my mind. It's amazing to think that many people are using something that I'm running from my laptop. Basically, it's a great feeling.
I can imagine. Yeah. So was there ever a doubt in your mind that you thought this isn't really working? Was it sort of because you got the 1,000 users, you thought, okay, this is going to be fantastic? Was there ever a point where you thought, like I said, it's not really working, and maybe you should shut it down or anything like that? Was there ever a doubt in your mind?
Well, there's been. I wouldn't call it a doubt. I often say that the site is sort of like it's almost like a child or a spouse or a family member, and you go through periods where, there might be a lot of problems, problems that people have on the site, technical problems, personal problems. The site, of course, it's attacked by hackers every day, and, there's a lot of technical challenges that I had to go through to scale the site as it got more and more traffic. And, there'll be a day and I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I spending so much of my time, stressing out to try and solve these problems? But, I really love GTPlanet, and like I said, it's kind of like a child to me. So whatever it needs, I'm going to figure out a way to make it happen. And so, even though I may entertain those thoughts while I'm up at 4 a.m. trying to fix a server problem, it's never something that I would seriously consider doing. I simply love it too much. I'm too passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, you seriously, obviously you've got a passion for Gran Turismo and stuff. Is that the only job you do though? Is this all you do? You dedicate all of your time to it, or do you have like a main job that you do? Or like I said, is this just your main job basically?
Yeah, this is my main job. It's a full-time job to keep the site online and to deal with advertising inquiries and legal issues and technical issues, and every day my inbox has it's full of people who have problems or questions. And so it's I realized a few years ago that if I wanted to really make it work and keep it running, I was really going to have to dedicate a lot of my time to it. Otherwise, it just demands too much attention that I wouldn't be able to maintain, other projects. So I do. Obviously, I've gotten a lot of web design and technical experience, so I do other projects and contract work on the side. But absolutely, GTPlanet is my main focus. It really has to be for me to maintain it in its current form. So yeah, it's a full-time job, and I never know when I'm going to be working on it. It's usually the first thing I check on when I wake up, and the last thing I look at before I go to bed. You never know when Gran Turismo news is going to come out, or from Japan or Germany or England or wherever. You never know, and you never know when the server is going to decide to crap out on you. So yeah. It's always every day is an adventure. I don't know what's going to happen next, what email is going to arrive in my inbox that changes everything, or that's going to mean the next 2 days of my schedule are going to be full. So yeah, it's definitely a full-time job.
Fantastic. I mean, I like a man who's dedicated, and doesn't come more dedicated than you. Anyway, I asked for this interview. I asked all some members of GTPlanet. I made a thread on the forum, and I asked for users' questions, what they'd like to know about you. So I've got a few here.
Okay.
So are you ready for them?
Yes.
Okay. This one comes from Schwartz in the USA. He's asked, where do you see GTPlanet in 5 years?
Well, that's a good question. In 5 years, I would like to see it. I'd like to see it grow even more beyond just the Gran Turismo series, because I think the sim racing landscape is changing so much and in so many positive ways that, the people now, they're playing PC simulators. Forza obviously has become a lot more popular. And so, I think GTPlanet's member base is changing, and the way that people are using the site is changing. They're using it more now as a social network, and less as even a game resource. I mean, obviously that they're still using it as a major game resource, but people really want to connect with people not just people that they know in real life as they do on, Facebook and Google Plus, that sort of thing, but, with people that are into the same things that they are. So I would really like to see GTPlanet as even more of a central social hub, and that's not to say anything about anything negative about Gran Turismo, because I'm doubling down on the Gran Turismo thing. We've actually got a book which will be coming out in just a few weeks. I actually haven't announced this yet, so this is the first anyone has heard of it. But it's going to be an encyclopedia, basically, of the Gran Turismo series. It's going to cover every game, basically everything you ever wanted to know about every game ever released in the Gran Turismo series. So it's going to be called GTpedia, and I'm really excited about that. It'll be out in just a few weeks now, and so that's going to be very exciting. Definitely keep an eye out on that. On the website, to GTPlanet.net for that. So I'm really excited about the future of the site. I think it's never been a more promising time in the site's life, and we're really going to have some fun years coming up.
Brilliant. I mean, yeah. I keep saying yeah. I'm really looking forward to that book. Actually, I've got to admit, I do actually use the website more than Facebook. So it is, like literally, I log on GTPlanet, YouTube. Bit of music, search around for a bit, and then it just goes on and on. I can literally browse the site for hours. It's just fantastic. The community on there that has just been built up over the years is just simply mind-boggling. So GTR in Germany, he asks, what is the key to GTPlanet's success? What set the ball rolling?
Well, let's see. I don't know. I think it's just the fact that when you go to a website, you can almost instantly tell if it's been cared for, or if it's been tended to. And I think people know that they can just kind of, I hope that they can, anyway. I hope that they can tell that I really do care about GTPlanet, and I'm in GTPlanet for the long haul. So if you commit to spending your time on the site, and if you're going to contribute to the community, I'll be there for you. I'm going to support GTPlanet no matter what. And I think that sense of stability and consistency and just a feeling of home, really, is what makes people really want to stick around and be a part of something that they know is not going to go away. And in an era of so many, websites that just appear and then, disappear a year later or 2 years later, GTPlanet is something it's bigger than just that. And it's bigger than that because I really care about it, and I really care about its future. So I hope that that's what people feel when they visit it. I hope they feel that it's well maintained, and it's fast, and it doesn't go down a lot, and and that it's something that people really feel that they can. It's a good use of their time to be a part of the site, and so that's what I try to focus on.
I got to agree with you. It is one, like I said, it is one of the best ways to spend my evening, if you like. Bit of that, bit of guitar, bit of perfect for me. So H40 in the UK, he asks, have you got any hints to what the next version of GTPlanet will have? Because obviously you update the site every year with design change and so on. So have you got anything you can tell us about that, or is it all kept under wraps until it's revealed?
Yeah, I keep most of that under wraps because usually things, when I sort of sympathize with Kazunori and Polyphony Digital as they make the Gran Turismo games, because you can plan for a feature and you can implement a feature, but then, when it comes out, there's something that you never expected, and then you have to scratch the whole feature, and then you say, oh, why did you say that? But just to give you a higher level idea of what's coming, sort of to touch back on the more social features, I'd really like to introduce some things that make it easier to follow people on the site that are your friends and that you're interested in. And so it's going to require a lot of work on my end from a software standpoint. So, like I said, a lot of things aren't finalized yet, but I think it's going to be more social, I guess you could say, and it'll be even more of a fun place to just hang out. In addition to, of course, all the Gran Turismo news and that sort of thing. So, like I said, I don't want to get into specifics, obviously, because I don't want to promise something that eventually cannot happen. But like I said, I'm really excited about where the site is going and what the future holds. Like I said, I don't think there's been a time in the site's history where things over the long-term future was brighter. So I'm really excited. You just gotta stay tuned.
Completely agree with that. Fantastic. Lovely to hear. So obviously GTPlanet has a lot of super mods and admins, obviously people that, well, whilst you're not around, sort of keep the riffraff out, if you like. Those sorts of guys. So Omnis asks, when's he going to start paying us?
Well, they absolutely deserve to be paid. They really do. They do such an outstanding job. They run GTPlanet. They really do run GTPlanet, and they do such an incredible job. I wish there was some way for the average community member to really understand just how much they do and how much they have to put up with. We get so much, I guess, abuse, you could call it, death threats, you name it. Threats of violence, horrible comments and stuff directed to a lot of our staff members and to myself, and it's just a big headache a lot of the times. But I think they also get a reward from it too, in that they know that they're leading a community and they're leading a lot of people, and it really is a group effort. We every person on the staff is part of a team, and everybody brings something different to the table. But yeah, we've got to give a huge shout out to all of the staff, all the moderators and other forum administrators that do such a great job keeping the site clean and spam free. It's a really tough job. It really is.
I know. I understand exactly what you mean, because obviously I've seen the banned user log, and I've seen what some people put in, and some of it's really not nice. So yeah, bit of a random one for you from Moglet in the UK. He's asked, would you rather be attacked by 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
I think that would be 100 duck-sized horses. I think I could take them, but horse-sized duck, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Fair play.
That would get a little scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take any of them on. So good on you for picking one at least. Where are we? Hang on a second. I've got a sheet here and I've completely lost myself. Apart from your job as a web developer, what are your hobbies? Ross in the UK asks.
Well, let's see. I love to play golf. Actually, that's my sport, I guess you could say. And I love to travel. Love to eat. I like to try different foods, different restaurants, that sort of thing. I'll play a little bit of tennis, not too much when I get a chance, and just spending time with family and friends. But I can never get too far away from a computer or my iPhone. That's for sure. You never know when the server might need tending to. So
yeah,
as long as I've got an internet connection, I can pretty much. I'm okay.
Good point. Good point. GTPHP Nut in China. He asks, when are you going to change your avatar?
Oh, that's so funny. People always are curious about my avatars for some reason. They seem to be fascinated by the fact that I've had French rally cars as in my avatars for many years now. I really don't know the answer to that question. That's a tough one. I think it's just going to be whenever I see an image that I like better than that one. That's a Citroen rally car right now, and it's I just love the image. I just love red. Red's my favorite color. It's a red car, and I love the Citroen, and I love rally. So I'm just happy with the image. I remember I stumbled upon it years ago, and I thought, you know what, that would make a great avatar. And I've never seen anything that I liked better, so it is what it is.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, I quite like your avatar. I got to admit, I like red, and I can gather you like red by the red borders on the site. So, yeah, it's a good colour. I got to admit, it contrasts well with the rest of the website. And finally, another random one. Causer in New Zealand asks, who will win a fight between Superman and Famine?
Oh, well, there's really no question about that. Famine, of course, for those listening who may not know, is one of our administrators on the website, and a very notorious one at that. And I think really there's no doubt Famine would absolutely win that, especially if it had anything to do with a test of intellectual ability, because as you know, he is a incredible. He's a walking encyclopedia. He's actually the author of the book that I was talking about earlier, GTpedia. He's the guy that has collected and amassed all this information. So there's really no doubt in my mind. Superman. I love Superman. Nothing against him, but I got to go with Famine.
Good choice, good choice. That would have been my choice as well. I'm not going to lie to you. He's literally, his head must be like twice the size of, one of us. He's mad.
No, it's amazing. Every time I see him post something, I learn something new.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You can't really go wrong. Anyway, Jordan, it has been a pleasure to chat to you. I really hope we can have you back again sometime soon. I hope you enjoyed your time on here. And like I said, I'd love to have you back. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Tom. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, mate. I'll speak to you on the line afterwards. Right now, though, gonna play a bit of ZZ Top for you. His Sharp Dressed Man.